Hey guys, how's it going? Okay, so it is already November 30th and I can't believe it's the end of the month. It's like, what happened to November 1 to 29? I have no idea. It is already 2:43, so I've got like 15 minutes to get this done, but it's just as soon as I came in, I got busy and got started, and then we had a PLC today, had not have time to record. Wasn't I talking about yesterday? And I wasn't going to, but I was like, no, I'm gonna record. And so here I am. Yesterday I mentioned that I was going to show you the field trip process, the field trip stuff. I messed up on this one and changed the color. And have my flyer here for one of them. I like to make it fancy. I used to be really good at this. I'm gonna say I used to be. I just feel like I'm not anymore because I don't do it anymore, but I still got it, I guess. But I like to make it fun. I like to make it look. So this is my field trip flyer, my brochure. It's got the requirement, the non-discriminational statement on the back. It's my name, and then it has the Houston tour, and this is the freshman photo shoot. And I didn't change the photo. I need to change the picture because this is not right. It's gonna be like a photo shoot picture. It used to be like we made a paper dress and then they'd take it and go do a photo shoot with it, but I need to change that. So here's the details to it. You can pause, and then read all of that. And if you find any typos by the time if you want to message me, it's too late. Because we've probably already gone to the field trip. All right, so I've got all of the stuff on here. What else? Okay. Yes, I thought I made a big, huge mistake, but I didn't. So here's the information, the agenda. This is a freshman field trip. We usually take this in September, but we are taking it in January 6th, because teachers aren't teaching yet. It's the second day. Students are back from the semester. It's a short week. Students are not mentally here yet, and it's the best time. If I were to do the beginning of January, like the following week, they're missing instruction, like for real, because teachers don't teach that first week back because they're kind of just reiterating on rules and expectations and things of the sort, getting them back into the gist of things. So 7:15, we're going to do hair and makeup by the upperclassmen, are going to do the freshman hair and makeup. And then at 8:30, we leave here CTHS. We're going to go downtown to the underground tunnels. I usually always buy the kids donuts. They bring their own juice or milk, or I usually have them bring a bottled water. So we do that, sit down and eat that. We visit the different salons in the downtown tunnel system that service the downtown workforce. Then we go walk along the underground tunnels, come up to the street level, walk around Main Street. We do a photo shoot, New York style photo shoot with the backdrops down in the background. Then we go back to the shops downtown. We eat lunch at the little mall area. It's like a food court. And then we go to Discovery Green for the scavenger hunt that they're going to do the photo shoot. So the photo shoot, and the time is 5 hours, and the hair and makeup needs to last so that when the freshmen take the pictures, the work from what they did in the morning still looks good, right? So it kind of tests their skill, their technique. Did they put the bobby pins in right? Did they, braid it correctly? Did they curl it and, hold the heat long enough in there and all that good stuff? So I have all my paperwork, and then I also print out this year. I haven't done it before, but this year, because I've always said I'm going to do it, I print out a map of the underground tunnels, and then a map of the above ground, the area that we're going to be in by Discovery Green. So having that will help anyone know, like our admin and stuff, and our bus driver know where we're at, but the students know where we're at, and the parents know where we're at as well. So that's super important. And so students will each have a map in their pocket the day of. Not that we go all over the place, because we don't. We all stay together, so that will be helpful. So that is that field trip packet. The other field trip packet, now we have to put this in 4 weeks before the field trip. And so the other is this one. Again, I like to make it fancy. Here's, so you can pause it, read it, okay? So it's the industry tour, and so it's Friday, January 7th, so it's the day after the freshman one. So this, it's just, we're here one day, ninth grade field trip, then 10th grade field trip, and then we come back the next Monday and we get going. Because that Monday, Tuesday, it's a staff development day and students don't come to school. The 3rd and the 4th, or 4th and 5th, or something like that. 3rd and 4th. Anyway, so here I'm gonna, and I've got my schedule to the agenda. Here, I'll put it here, and then you pause it and read it. So I'm going to leave, we're gonna leave here at 9. We're gonna make it to RDA Promart at 9:15. We literally, it's like a little store. It's right here in Fairmont, like 5 minutes away. We literally walk in a line, we get off the bus, we walk in, we do a U-turn, and we walk back out. It is not for them to shop. And I call them ahead of time. We've done this before. Say, hey, I'm gonna come, we're just literally gonna walk. And hands in your pocket, just walk, and that's it. It is just so that they can see that the store is there, so they can later come and shop and register their permit and license number and all of that. It is not a shopping trip. We go in, we go, and come back out. A lot of stuff is expensive anyway for them to do all the shopping. So we go there, and then we go to the Entrepreneur Call in 45. Same thing, we go in. There we have 30 minutes. You know, it's really just for them to get the tour and to look. Couple will like, oh, please let me shop, let me buy something. Okay, but we literally are just walking through, okay? So they know where it's at and what it's about. And then we go over to the Wilcrest area. We're gonna go to CC's Pizza for lunch. Gonna go there first. You have 30 minutes to eat lunch, ready, set, go. Call them ahead of time so they're ready and prepared to have pizzas ready. That's the time we're arriving. I left a little space for wiggle room for traffic and such, but it's a tight field trip. And the students will know ahead of time, hey, if you want to make it to all the places, this is the time we got to get out of the store. So chop, chop, hurry. This is the time we got to get out of CC. So chop, chop, hurry, chit chat on the bus. Eat when you're there. Then we're going to go over to Wilcrest a little bit to the side. It's real close. And then we're going to go to the Makeup Artist Project, the store where they sell makeup and stuff. And we're going to go there. And then if we have time, we'll go down to Sam's Nail Supply. I don't think we're going to have time. But if we have time, we'll go there. Or if something else falls through or doesn't fall through or whatever, then we have an optional location. So I will have, and we come back here by 1:30. Have to do that because the bus doesn't be back in time for the routes and stuff, or else I'd definitely take them to more places. But usually I do these trips at the beginning of the school year, just not able to do that this year. So I have a couple more forms that I could actually, that I will be working on. And my TIVA midwinter form is there. Got to turn that in. But we had our PLC. Oh, I got to take attendance on the last class. We had our PLC today, and just went over a few things. We didn't have much to talk about today. We did get our year at a glance in order. Did not take attendance for this last class. We did get that in order, and we're trying to, like, all three of us collaborate to make a little bit more sequence. Like, this is what they learned 9th grade, this is what they learned 10th grade, this is what they learned 11th, 12th, you know? It's just a little hard because it's so fluid. Like, what's on there, they learn it. And actually printed it. What is on there, they learn it. So here's my year at a glance for Introduction to Cosmetology. You can pause it. Alright, there. You can pause it, zoom in, okay? And then here's my Principles of Cosmetology. Put it up and you can pause it, zoom in, yeah, okay? So this is what the students learn, it's what I teach, okay? Yes, I cover everything that's in the TEKS, which are the chapters here on the side, and then some. So I make sure to cover what's on the TEKS, and then I also make sure to cover what is on the hour requirement, obviously, for TDLR, right? I cover that. And then anything extra, I throw it in. And that's kind of how that works. A lot of people always ask me, why do you teach nails to your sophomores? Well, because if I only taught what the TEKS require, and it's boring. Like, there's not enough hands-on content to keep them engaged so that they're here for 4 years. I've done it before where I've only taught what is required by my TEKS and my TDLR hours. There's not a lot for those levels, and so come the end of sophomore year, they're like, not interested, not engaged, not involved, they're not hooked, right? And so if I keep them hands-on learning, fun, exciting, you know, more, then they're more engaged. They're more wanting to come tomorrow to see what else they're going to learn, and they want to stay throughout the 4 years. So I've had to change the way I conduct my lessons in class and activities and projects to cater to my students. So you've got to do that, and got to cater to your schedule, and got to cater to your you know, some of y'all have like mixed freshmen with senior. I don't know how you do that. I can't even. How do you teach Algebra 1 and Algebra 2 at the same time? You can't. Some administrators don't get that. And I'm so sorry for that. And that needs to be fixed. But, I need to close everything out. So, sorry, I'm like trying to close up my window so I can go home. So it is super important to always be aware of what you're teaching. If your students are responding to it, if they're not responding to it, what else can you do? Because a lot of the times, and so many times, they get emails or calls or messages and say, I just don't know what else to do. I can't get them motivated. They don't want to do anything, and they don't even want to cut the hair. Well, one, they probably shouldn't be there. One. But two, when you're teaching, are you fun teaching? Are you teaching to the test? Because you know, you hear like teachers complain, like core teachers. I have 5 minutes. Core teachers will complain that they teach to the test, the state exam, right? So then you've got teachers that are teaching to make sure the students learn what they need to pass that test. Hi, don't we do that? Don't we teach the students what they need to know to pass the test? Well, yes, of course, absolutely, that's the point. There are some teachers that only teach that. They will sit there and teach perms all day long, every day. Because, okay, go wrap a perm. Kids are busy, not learning, they're busy. And then you're just sitting there, hanging out. You're not doing anything, right? The students aren't learning that way. They're like, it's another perm. She doesn't do nothing. She just sits there. She's just watching us, or she's on the phone or a computer. You know, I've seen those instances as well. So we shouldn't be giving the students busy work. We should be giving or teaching the students new techniques. Okay, you're gonna wrap a perm? Okay, that's fine. That's not a problem. Teach them the basics that are in the book, and then teach them what they need for the test. And if the perm is even in there, and I have to go back. I don't teach seniors, so I have to go back and look if the perm is still in the practical, because I know they change it around. I think it is, and then teach them what other styles can they find in a magazine that were styled, were set with perm rods or rollers, or you know, any kind of texture tool, hot tools included, to create that curl or that texture or that style. Okay, oh yeah, look, I see it in this magazine, for example. And I have this book here. She's got textured hair. Okay, well, you're gonna do a photo shoot today. You're working in the magazine, Vogue magazine, and this is what the artist wants. This is what the designer with the beautiful long dress or whatever wants the model's hair to look like. But she doesn't have curly hair, she has straight hair. How do you, the stylist, take that model's hair that has straight hair and create this look? Can be done with wet setting the hair, and it can be done with hot tools. Okay, how do you do it? So then you be giving them those tips and techniques and strategies and diagramming, and giving them that opportunity to learn those things and to explore that, and then to be able to find something from a magazine and then recreate that and put it in their portfolio. That's exciting for them. But to wrap a perm just because they're wrapping a perm because it's busy work, that's not exciting. So they're not going to want to come tomorrow. They don't care if they come, they miss or absent or tardy or leave early or get pulled out, because it's just another perm. But if they're learning a cool, fun technique, then yeah, of course they're going to want to be here, and they're not going to want to. They're upset. My students are upset when they come, Miss, what are we going to do tomorrow? I'm not going to be absent. Miss, next week I'm not going to, what are y'all doing? Right? Because they don't want to miss out on it. So it's super important to always make sure to stay relevant Go and look at all the new trends that are out in the industry and teach your students that. You don't have to stick to the textbook. Yes, teach the foundation, teach from the textbook, yes. You don't have to teach the textbook. Yes, prep the students for the exam. Yes, you have to. But don't teach to the test, okay? You've got to keep in mind, yes, the students need to pass this test to get their license. They only got to do it once, assuming they pass, right? Once the students pass, they get out into the world. A variety of clients are going to be coming into their chair or table. They're going to be coming into them with all these Pinterest, Instagram pictures, and they're going to want that. Well, if you only taught the test, they're not going to be able to perform that. So you've got to give them all the tips and tricks and all of that of the trade so that they can not only pass the test and get their license, but do all variety of different kinds of clients you're going to be asking for. What if they end up in Hollywood? What if they end up working for a news station? What if they end up working for a magazine or a designer or a runway or whatever? And then they have a model who has straight hair and has to have textured hair. How many times has that happened in the beauty industry, the fashion world? All the time. But if you only taught the test, but you didn't teach them different industry techniques, the student's not ready. They pass the test, but they're not ready for the industry. They're ready for the test, but not the industry, right? So that is why I always like to teach above and beyond that basic line of this is what TDL requires and this is what my TEKS require. I want them to know at least a little teaspoon, a little taste of everything. They don't need to learn all of it, nor do we have time to learn all of it, nor do I have the money to buy all the stuff that they need to learn all of it. But I need them to be exposed to it because I'm like, ooh, I love lashes. Man, I love separating the lashes, and that opened a door for them. That exposed them to it. So now they want to go, they like it. They can practice more. They can do more research. They can get into it. Then they can go get their license and they can open the salon and they can, had I not taught them that, they would have never known it existed. Or they would have known it's there, but they wouldn't have known they could do it, right? So that's why I always add extra things to my, lessons, because I want them to be exposed to so much more than I was exposed to. No, I'm not, it was a different time back then, right? I learned what I learned, and I'm very grateful and appreciative of it. It's just, there's so much that we instructors don't teach, and the industry has so many facets, and sometimes we just, how do they say, pigeonhole? Is that the right term? I hope that is it. You just kind of stick to this, and that's all you teach. You only teach the textbook. Where does it say you have to teach that from that textbook? Where does it say you have to only teach those chapters and you can't derive from can't think outside this box? Sorry y'all, my card got full. Means I'm ranting too much. But I'm just saying, I've never seen where it says that you can only teach from these resources. I've never seen it. I've seen that you can teach from these resources, yes, but I've never seen you can only teach only from these resources, and you cannot go outside the lines. So, in saying that, I'm just trying to empower some people to just go, teach it, get creative, be fun. And if you have your students for 4 or more years or 3 or more, change it up, make it fun, make it interesting, make it take them places, go on field trips, do bring people in, do collaborations, intermix do an in-house field trip where you bring all your whole department together, and you do the 9th graders are the models, and the juniors are the makeup artists, and the sophomores do the nails, and the seniors do the hair, and something of the sort. Bring them together. There's so many different opportunities that you can offer your students just by stepping outside that box. All right, it is past 3. I've ranted too long. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.